Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Hey folks, I'm Sir Shiji.
Bobo the Vulture.
It's time for us to go back to, well, we're already back at Mother Base. It's time for us to take a shower and see whether, I don't know, we didn't really get a whole lot of use out of that robot in the last session, but we definitely got to listen to some set tapes, so we're going to jump all over that. Man on Fire's got some updates. Code Talkers Research got updates.
What?
Man on Fire.
I thought.
The little flashing dot means we've never listened to it.
Oh.
Yellow means it's connected to, I don't know, like 100% completion or something. Yellow ones you need to listen to in order to get new, like, main story missions to pop.
Alright.
What happened next to the Man on
You
Fire?
mentioned that the Man on Fire was crushed under Sahelanthropus in its hangar.
Yep.
Yeah. He was caught under the wheels of its transport platform. But his body wasn't found.
Nope.
What? We searched the area the moment we arrived, but there was no trace of him. I wasn't hallucinating.
Yes, you were.
I trust you on that.
Just like you
I
are
mean,
right now.
someone must have taken the body. But when I got there, everything was still as it was. Even Skullface hadn't been touched.
Plot
I
point.
can't see a reason to sneak into a place like that and
Ah,
drag
see,
out
here's
the
where we get to use
biggest,
battle
heaviest
gear.
guy there. What are you getting at? The only option left is he got up and walked
20%
away.
lost.
That platform ran him over. Just ran him over.
8
You're
over
saying
plus
that's
8
not
plus.
enough? I don't want to believe it, but maybe not. He shrugs off bullets, even rocket strikes. There's no reason to think that would finish him.
Use this one.
It seems ridiculous.
Well, you got
but
the 53% chance as opposed to 60 something.
just in case.
Oh, I see.
If you
Yeah.
dig up anything concrete,
Yeah,
I
should
want
have
to
said our
know.
best.
You'll
If
be
we
the
dig up
first
concrete, we will
if
let
I
you
dig
know
anything up.
all about the concrete we dug up.
But I hope to hell I don't.
See, this is what I don't get. It's 10 versus 15. It's like, why can't we send more dudes? Oh well. Anyway, yeah, we should win with this based on the awesome power of battle gear to be better than 5 dudes. Right here we have a coin flip,
So,
basically.
50, 64. Yeah, so, like, do I want to send these, the S group, the S plus?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, the purpose of them is to go out and fight in these
Unit
missions. This is about as
dispatched.
tough a mission as we're going to do, where we actually...
that's right. This is, I forgot, as your Nobunaga slash town,
He was
village
quoting
elder.
a classic Doctor Who villain who said the purpose of guards is to die.
Purpose soldiers die.
He was basically paraphrasing an evil villain from Doctor Who, but yeah. It's
Oh,
not a
everybody's
nice
done.
sentiment, for sure. So grab some other missions where we might get fuel resources, because that's what we need to improve our base. Although whether we need to improve, I don't know how much more we're going to improve our base before we start bumping into the ceiling on how much of that we're going to be able to do. I would grab the one where the reward is. Go back to the quickies. I would grab the one where the reward is biological material, because it might trigger getting other stuff too. I would go with A.
Unit dispatched.
And then
Oh, wait another minute. I
We
can
already
do
got
that,
that one.
but
biological material again, because any of these, like, it sometimes gives you some of all of the related resource type, which would mean you'd get minor metal, common metal, etc.
Unit dispatched. Development complete.
And we just developed new equipment for our robo. This guy.
Development
He's
complete.
got a brand new support head.
Development
Pretty
complete.
heavy score. It's got CQC arm.
Development
kind of just want to wait for this to be
complete.
done. Because
I don't think it'll...
Development
It's
complete.
like a watched pot. You have to leave this screen, and then it'll probably automatically happen.
Development project has been added. Please select a mission.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's still going to be at 1 minute, yeah.
maybe it literally hasn't been done yet.
We'll get rewards. Including... Yeah, that's why the medical team went down. An A-plus medical guy died in his failed efforts to retrieve plants. A-plus in medical knowledge, F- in not dying while trying to pick plants.
Got the
Charging
charging serpent man. He's a boaster. Good, we have
Please
like
specify a project.
Fury Corn. Costume for D-Horse.
Oh.
Well, that's...
So it doesn't envelop its rider in flames. Go back up for a second, I'm sorry. Or grant it's...
You grant any other special abilities. It just looks like a scarred up horse. So we can now get, I guess, more advanced levels of ammo
Well, is there a more advanced support head that we can get?
Does not appear to be. It's just we can get better
Clouds approaching.
better armor again.
Yeah, we could.
Do you
Might
want
as well. Yeah, might
invest?
as well. What the fuck? These don't seem to be that expensive in the grand scheme of things. At least the non-fatal stuff. Wow. Well, now you're buying stuff we probably won't use because it's fatal.
Oh.
But this manipulator arm, I don't know.
No. Well,
yeah, don't worry about it.
I can't cancel. Oh no.
I don't know what to do. We'll back out one screen and then go back to rewards because we just probably got
More
fuel
people
resources and more people die. But you know, hey, we got common metal, biological material, and fuel resources out of it. Now we could probably check on base facilities and see if we can upgrade the base. And also, while we're looking for a shower, we could listen to another cassette. How close are we to being able to upgrade, like, say, the R&D
We
platform?
could build. Oh.
Just click it and see. It'll tell us what we're short of. We're short of everything, but we're really close on both resources.
And these are all the way blown out. So we can build one more upgrade for combat R&D
Several
and
different
intel and medical,
several different
but
things.
that's all.
Yeah.
We
And
can't do
then,
any
like,
more base development or build a bigger command platform.
Now in the like in the online mode, we can build multiple different bases. You can get higher ceilings on your research and stuff than is possible otherwise, but also you dedicate your entire life to the game. So.
Who is the floating boy?
Volgan, the GRU colonel, was burned alive with a Shagohod
Go
during
looking for a shower.
Operation Snake Eater 20 years ago. Despite suffering severe burns to his entire body, he still clung to life. After you left Seleniarsk, Volgan's body was taken to a research institute in the outskirts of Moscow.
As an enemy of
Modern
Khrushchev,
medicine
this is
couldn't explain
of course a
why
thing.
he was still alive. Not that the colonel was any ordinary man to begin with.
He was a bit of a freak,
That
alright.
constant electric current he had running through his body that he could unleash at will. To be honest, I was always uncomfortable around him. Thought I might get electrocuted just by standing nearby. The institute studying him was tasked with investigating and developing
the institute, is he building synths?
The comatose Volgan was used to further the Soviet Union's research into such
Yeah, whenever I go to the bar, I like to order a comatose Volgan.
the facility burned to the ground.
You like to become a
Volgan's
comatose
body
Volgo.
was never found among the rubble, even though the fire started in the room where they were keeping him.
Even though the fire still
This
burns.
occurred at around the same time you woke up. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, then this man on fire who's been coming
This
after us ever
flip
since
gimmick
you woke
Farnham.
up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgan.
Yeah, I thought we knew that,
It's
but I
not
guess
over
it's an older
yet.
cassette tape.
Back in '64, in Seleniarsk, you brought his plans for a utopia down in flames. That grudge is what's keeping him alive.
His utopia was going to be like him being able to rape any blonde woman he wanted.
Is there no shower in the?
Doesn't look like there's a shower on the quarantine platform. I need to grab a heliocopter back to the main base. Because for some crazy reason, the quarantine platform is separate from the main base. I can't understand that.
The boy's body was the only one not recovered. At almost exactly the same time as the crash, Volgan awoke in that facility. According to the Research Institute's documents, the gifts this boy demonstrated included psychokinesis and telepathy.
And he wears gas
To
mask.
protect his mind from being inundated with other people's thoughts, he always wore a kind of gas mask.
Seriously?
A rudimentary form of psychic insulation, apparently.
And he has a doll that you can use, and there's also a doll of sorrow.
We may cross paths with him yet. This boy is part of a new age where
The new
nothing
age
we
outlaw.
understand about the world makes sense anymore. Don't let your guard down.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, probably.
So anyway, folks,
I might punch you in the balls.
there's a little kid in a gas mask will just like up here out of the air and punch you in the balls and then disappear again.
Would that not suck?
That would be kind of rough, yeah. So yeah, Chibi Mantis is apparently going around reanimating corpses, so that's nice. Um, I guess the idea is he abandoned the man on fire when he discovered he could use his psychic powers to control a robot in the form of a Sahelanthropus. I think that's what's supposed to be going on, but who the frick knows?
Of course, the kid's still hanging out, so that's...
Mission list updated.
I know. I wonder if you're still covered in blood, or if you got a free shower for having gotten that.
Well, the thing is, at this point, do we even need to bother going back to the base, or...?
We wouldn't, other than the fact that we haven't showered, but no, I guess we don't really need to. There's a new mission, like primary mission, though. Cursed Legacy. Recover the 2 containers loaded with Code Talker's research materials. The containers are hidden in the jungle, and Zoff choppers are en route to collect them. Ooh. So you'd want to actually play the briefing tape for this one. This one I remember as being a pain in the ass.
Research materials have been stolen from Code Talker's mansion. Materials were packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. You have to recover those containers. The pickup crew coming for those documents is none other than XOF. That's right. They're still active, even after Skullface's
So we accomplished
death.
nothing.
Now that he's no longer in charge, their original chain of command has been restored. Meaning if XOF gets those documents, Code Talker's research ends up in Cypher's hands.
Mm-hmm.
According to Code Talker, the research papers stored in that mansion account for over 50 years of study.
Code Talker has a mansion. How come he's living on our crappy oil rig?
If the papers documenting that research fall into Cypher's hands,
well, because if he was in his mansion, he'd just hang out in the basement, surrounded by candles.
The cleansers we thought were history will become a reality.
Sorry.
America, Zero will have a weapon far more powerful than any nuke.
I was saying that
if this knowledge were to leak, the world,
if he were hanging out in his mansion, he'd just sit around in the basement, surrounded by candles.
Trusted with this kind of power.
That's kind of his thing. I
Recover the
keep bouncing my
containers
head.
before the enemy extraction choppers arrive.
Alright, so, basically, there's, like, containers out in the woods. What makes this mission a pain, there are a couple of landmines, actually, which I ran into the hard way, but, I found out about the hard way. But the other thing is, the guys who are guarding the containers have full body armor. So, like, our normal, like, prank everybody with headshots shit won't work, and that's the biggest pain in the ass. Also, the fact that when you extract one container, it triggers cinematic plot stuff where they start coming for the other container. So, like, I cheesed it by taking out the guards for both containers before extracting either one. D-Walker may not be your best.
I feel like if there are going to be mines, I might want to have D-Horse.
Yeah, there's not a ton of mines, but there are enough. I mean, how many mines do there need to be, really?
Hey, dog. Oh, hell no. What up, D-Dog? Alright, so we got all the rest of that stuff, so that's good. And yes, I am still bloody.
Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen.
I am still bloody Dairy Queen.
No, this is raspberry sauce. That's what it is. It says
I have a
strawberry.
drizzle.
Yeah.
Man,
So there'll probably be some chit chat at the beginning of the mission with Code Talker telling you about stuff. Sorry.
You
but then
are
you
about
want
to go hang out at my house. Just check to see that you switch all the lights off when you leave. I don't want electricity wasted.
Now the mansion is full of guards, but the containers aren't there, so there's no actual reason to go
to the
there.
mansion. Yeah.
You can try to skirt by the outside if you'd like, but we do want to try to listen to tapes to get them listened to because we got so many of them.
Alright, should I have gone and done side missions?
No, I mean you could listen to them during the main mission too, especially ones that are about the containers.
Hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. Enemy extraction choppers will be there any minute. You have to find and retrieve those containers before they arrive. That area's being guarded.
So if Dene is a word for Navajo, then Old Dene just means Old Navajo food truck.
Make off with the containers. That research will end up in Cypher's hands. That cannot be allowed to happen. We need a cargo-capable Fulton extraction device to recover the containers. Use your iDroid to order its development and have it dropped in.
Don't we already have it?
Yeah, in theory you could get this far in the game without ever doing enough with Fultons to get one, but...
The map has been updated.
Awesome, why did you took me instead of that robot guy? So the map does. Oh, if you go over to the missions tab, apparently there's something new.
Yeah, there's more tapes.
Oh, briefing tapes and intel radio. I got you. And of course these tapes. Oh, great, more of these things.
So what were they doing at Nzoya Badia, Baloo? That facility with all the people laid out
You mean
in
the
rows.
Devil's House?
The abandoned factory Shivani was held in. It is precisely as you guessed. Black Anna was coding languages into the vocal cord parasites. They infected the subjects with the parasites, then made an incision in the throat to expose the vocal cords.
I got you.
That allowed them to play recordings of a desired language directly to the parasites.
But the Latin pronunciations were wrong, so the Latin strain was worthless.
That's some teaching method.
Could only kill people who speak Latin with the wrong pronunciation.
They don't. Do not judge them by human standards. They do not learn.
Who are you to
and
judge the
function of
metallic
intellect.
vocal
Then how do they do it?
whatever.
What language the parasites react to is coded into their genes. You could expose the Japanese strain to English for years, and it would never learn the language and react to it. The pronunciation, rhythm, and structure are different.
Listening to the signs, trying to determine if it makes any sense.
Say Spanish and Portuguese. Linguistically, the two are very close. Yeah, they're both Ibero-Romance languages. Even so, a Spanish language mating pair exposed to Portuguese will not copulate.
They're total language
Only
snobs.
when they hear Spanish, only then, and the majority of their offspring will be the same. So it's a literal case of a mother tongue. But if that's so, I don't see how the different strains can be created in the first place.
So,
Well, among the many thousands of offspring, there may be just a few that react to Portuguese.
but those are like
You're
animals.
talking about mutations. Correct.
Talk about Teenage
Playing
Mutant
the
Ninja Turtles. I
tapes
love that
helps
show.
to identify the mutant
I think you're
strains.
heading away from it.
Those
Well,
specimens
yeah,
are then
I just
isolated
didn't want to cross
and
the...
bred
It didn't look
with
like I
one
could go
another
through the river.
from their children. Specimens that react more strongly to Portuguese can again be selected
Oh,
and
I
bred.
might want to check the map.
Repeating this process creates a strain that
Yeah, you're
reacts
definitely
solely
gonna have to
Portuguese
come at it from this
and
direction,
never
because over
to
there I
Spanish.
believe there's a
Gonna have to
mountain in
go
the way.
through this base then.
Yep,
Selection.
and I think it's by design. They force you through there. I might.
That's irritating,
So
but
you
no,
kept
I get it.
increasing the
Well,
change
hold on,
over
stop.
generations,
Bear really hard to the right.
adapting
You
them
might
to
be able to
languages
skirt
from
a
all
path
over the
through here
world.
somewhere.
Must have taken
But
a
this
hell
is
of
where I
a lot
remember
of
there having been
patience.
mines.
More like
But
patience. Just how many died for this?
Enemy
There's
presence
something I still don't
come on,
get.
don't get mad.
In order to tell which larvae
Yeah, if
will
you
react
skirt
to
along the edge of this
Portuguese,
here,
have to
you
let
might
them
be able to
develop
avoid
and
the
then
base.
see which copulate. That means you'd need tens of thousands of guinea pigs. There's no way you could do that in a facility that small.
Well, we
For
take
normal
advantage of
selective
all
breeding
space.
methods, you would be right. But there is a more effective selection
That's
method
bullshit right there.
than training the vocal cord parasites. Go on. It is not only when mating that the parasites listen for language. Shortly before hatching, larvae display markedly increased activity in reaction to particular language.
They were really into
Active
French.
eggs
It's the
can
language
be
of love.
identified under a black light. So the eggs that react to Portuguese are selectively placed in the throats of subjects. So you see, narrowing down strains that react to the target language is an effective process. Though I'm sure
Magic
that even so,
nanomachine
many
bullshit.
lost their lives to create the various strains.
But it was a sacrifice worth making if it means that people who speak their language can be murdered in mass.
For playing the tapes for the parasites. One, to isolate
Good
the
dog.
eggs that respond to the target language. And two,
Okay, you're heading back towards the mansion. Check the map again.
from the selected eggs.
That's okay. No, you got to skirt by the mansion. So I would stick as close as you can to the mountain.
Before they even hatch. It's not like they can mate from inside an egg. It
Hello?
is because the larvae learn the language before hatching. You mentioned that what language the parasites respond to is hard-coded into their genes. and that they don't have the brain power to actually learn a language. But then you say that the
They're like
larvae
most
at
Americans.
Zoya Badiabulu were learning the languages in the egg. Your story doesn't add up. Your country
full of
is
crap.
home to a unique songbird. The Japanese bush warbler.
Wouldn't
Oh,
that
I
be in
thought that was
Japan?
just that.
What a beautiful call it has.
You're evading the question.
Warbler can sing it perfectly at the start. As chicks, they can barely chirp at all.
Chicks should be barefoot and pregnant in the
From their
kitchen.
parents and other adult birds. Only then can they sing properly and attract females.
Like Bing Crosby did.
Naturally, there are individual differences in each bird's call. Though they start on the same footing, each bird is influenced by its teachers. And the parasites are the same? Like the birds.
Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the
It's
target.
a plot thing. You didn't do anything wrong.
Watch yourself.
But while in the egg, the larvae's ears are tweaked by listening to
Oh man, don't tweak their ears. Their ears are really sensitive.
This tweaking ensures that the grown parasites will react better to the host's speech pattern.
Okay, now I think you're in the area where I thought I ran into mines occasionally.
There are distinct
But D-Dog
regional
should tell you
differences
before you
within
get any.
even the same language. Rare is the language that has no unique dialects. Yes, learning the host's speech pattern before hatching attunes the larvae to whatever twist of pronunciation it will encounter. This adaptive ability is what makes them so formidable.
And so much fun.
So a language requires selective breeding, but the parasites can learn dialects by themselves. Of course, having the egg-stage larvae listen to the tapes in the factory was not meant to teach them. It was more important to use that trait of theirs
Well, you're past the
to
mansion.
identify the
So now you're to the area where you're going to find armored
As
warriors.
I mentioned earlier,
Not
is that really accurate
Yeah.
enough to use as a
Armored
weapon? You could wipe out a neighboring ethnic group by accident if their pronunciation is too close.
No,
What
for
you
some
say is
stupid
true.
reason. Oh,
In that sense,
You are
they
right.
are imperfect as ethnic cleansers. But for his purposes,
Because generally speaking, people who are into ethnic cleansing are probably going to be okay with a couple of accidental
was
deaths
not
on the
to
side.
exterminate any one ethnic group, but to render the world's lingua franca, English, inert.
Guards, they must know where the containers are.
Analysis complete.
If you can just squeeze it out of them.
That is another option, is you go take out those guards and interrogate them and then
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers,
hold them.
but it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
I mean, as of now, it doesn't look like I can get farther along here.
It's possible. You can hop over this and kind of... I'm almost positive you can. Yeah, you're basically just climbing underneath the waterfall. It's not King's Quest. You're not like to just go...
Nice.
Wait.
Oh man, this reminds me of the time that Eva and I had like wacky comic relief sexualized scene of her removing a listening device from my body. Oh, it was great. I mean, T-Dog's found more enemies, which is actually a good sign because they're probably guarding one of the containers. But honestly, if you're not willing to use lethal force, the way I had to do it involved CQCing guys and running for cover if I couldn't take them out before they alerted others, and hiding and waiting for them to stop looking for me, and then going after them with CQC again.
Yeah.
That's if you're not willing to kill. If you're willing to kill, probably want to go with the grenade launcher. Actually, if we're willing to kill, we should have outfit ourselves
picked
totally
up
differently
with
for this
Visibility
mission.
in
But
the jungle isn't great. Watch out. You could run into the enemy at any time.
Yeah. Good thing about the
Feel the roots,
whatever.
the branches. Become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's
The
noise.
map has been updated.
You must be too.
Oh, there's some guys back here.
looks like he's alone though, so I would try to come up behind him and take him out.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this guy spotted me a couple times before I figured out that's what was going on. Told you where the other one is.
Map has been updated.
The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
They don't need to know shit. Yeah, and Bobo's gonna make this one look easy. Now, of course, I've given him a little advice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I mean, so is Code Talker.
this one I fucked up a couple times. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The toughest part is going to be you got a group of 4 together, and then there's another group of 4 together running the other container.
Roger that.
And if you don't know what I tipped you off to, that as soon as you extract one, a timer activates because they spot that XOF chopper coming in.
One of the containers.
One of the yeah.
When you extract one of the containers. Not when you extract one of these guys, all of a sudden there's a timer. It's like, oh shit, well,
yeah, if you extract a container, a countdown starts at when chopper arrives. Which makes it really tough to use, like, careful sneak around, take out one guy, and then escape tactics. You basically just gotta rush for it and hope that they don't shoot down the container as you're trying to lift it. But they're packed tightly together. It's not gonna be super easy to do this. Although you got one of them coming, so that's... I think I had Quiet as my assistant too, which doesn't really help here. So this is for the guards. This has become a don't go in the basement.
Now, can I still interrogate him? Or
You
should I just...
can. I don't know what they're going to tell you.
Alright.
But you can. I think there's an intel file in that little base that you bypass. Not the mansion, the little smaller one.
Yeah.
So that's like completion points that you're not going to get unless you interrogate them and find out about it and get it. And whatever. But no, this is a good tactic here. I hadn't really thought about using the old D-Dog. I don't think you'll be able to knock these guys out with his special electro knife, but... Oh, man, we got 2 of them.
It's alright.
Oh no, they're radioing in to say, hey, there's a dog barking. Oh, but only one of them came to check it out. Because the other guy was like, hey, you hear a dog barking? You want to go check it out?
He's like, no, I'm good.
So, slow and steady wins the race for Bobo. With this approach. But again... Oh, no. Oh, just barely. You can interrogate him now, you got him up.
Yep.
Speak.
Oh, there you go.
Where are your friends?
The guard commander probably can give you more information than just regular dudes.
Oh,
Boy, Fultons are just OP in this game.
You gotta extract him.
Guard said, did I just hear someone say the word bark?
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Might be able to drop down on him from behind if you... I don't know.
we'll explore the possibility.
Well, he's coming up here, which I guess is kind of what you wanted anyway, but not exactly. Maybe he'll circle. No, he's leaving.
Spit it out.
And the material container itself makes a wonderful piece of cover to sneak around behind while going after the other guy. Somebody just went to sleep. I want to go back there and deal with them.
What?
There's a sleeping guy. There's like a guy you spotted that's probably just went into a cot and went to sleep. He's behind you somewhere.
Yeah, like in that other base. That's
Yeah.
not where the,
He might be the guard commander.
Subject on board.
Not where the other
Leave the
container
rest
is.
to us.
It's just like one less guy who might potentially surprise you.
Spit it out.
You're not telling me anything. I don't even know what's in this container that I'm guarding.
GTS. Alright, now I'm gonna get onto the map here.
There's a guy.
Ooh, this marker.
Well, they put a marker to show you where the other one is.
He's coming to.
I know, I just wanted
Roger
to
that.
try... Please, I don't want to mark D-Dog or Snake. Can I just mark this thing?
It's already marked.
Alright. Well, in that case...
Well, yeah, let's call it a video. You might want to go back and deal with a couple of the guards on the way. Maybe you don't.
I don't know. Are we
But-
going to have to head back out that direction? Or once we take one container, we go to the other one, hop on top of it, and extract ourselves like that?
Well, I wouldn't suggest. Like again, it's a bit of a cheat, but I wouldn't suggest extracting this container right now. I would
I
suggest
know,
getting
but
the
I
other
mean,
one.
like, eventually we're going to extract one, then we go get the other
You
one.
can try to do that. As a matter of fact, I think you get bonus points. I wasn't able to pull it off. But either way, folks, when we come back, more extraction on the Series OG.
I'm Bobo the Vulture.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.